In today's video, I'll be attempting a James Charles makeup tutorial, specifically his version of the Pennywise clown from the movie It.
They all float down here.
We'll be talking about who really had the idea to do this challenge first, plus more things you guys dared me to do in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, because if you do, your crush will ask you out within 10 days. I hope. So fire up that like button and we'll get this thing going. For this part in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is trying to follow a James Charles makeup tutorial. There's been several YouTubers to do this right now, including Ricky Dillon and Jenna Marbles, who did it at basically the exact same time. But just to put the issue to rest, I definitely thought of this idea first. I'm going to be attempting to follow James Charles's makeup tutorial for the Pennywise character, and I took a bunch of notes while watching his video, so I'm taking this very seriously. Sometimes I like to write things down on paper, you know, just to make my computer jealous. I wrote everything down that he explains in the video, but there were some things that I didn't quite understand what he was saying, and I played it several times and still couldn't quite get it. It's probably just because I'm not very familiar with any of the things he was using, but I did my best. However, when I started pricing out all these things, I found out it was going to cost like $5 billion to do this makeup tutorial. So instead, I got some substitute products. Things that I'm sure will work just as well. But of course, I'm always up for a good challenge. So instead of using the Orpha Pro palette, I'm using this instead, which is almost just as good. And instead of a beauty blender, I'll be using this, and these are sponge dabbers. And instead of the Morphe Abbott 530 brush, the Morphe R39 brush, the Morphe 3502 brush, the E392 brush, the M433 brush, E36 brush, and the M513, instead of those brushes, I'll be using these. The odds are really stacked against me that this is going to turn out well. But to be perfectly honest, nobody really expects these to turn out well. James Charles is actually a really talented makeup artist. And if you don't think so, try following one of his makeup tutorials. You'll end up looking like Ricky Dillon did. Ricky Dillon's a good YouTuber, but just not a great makeup artist. But neither am I, and so I'm gonna give this a shot and we'll see how it turns out. So for this first step, I'm supposed to apply my foundation to my entire face, which is Forever Ultra Cheesesteak. Or cheesecake. I'm not 100% sure what he said. I'm supposed to apply my Forever Ultra Cheesesteak shade Y215. So I'm gonna open up my color palette, and I'm gonna mix what I think is closest to that color. I'm just gonna mix my paints into the styrofoam cup here because I have nothing else to mix it in. I think that's pretty good, even on the first go. I'll apply it to my face and we'll see. Okay, now I'm just gonna use my beauty blender. That looks pretty awful, but I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna move on to the next step. And the next thing I need to do is put my Kat Von D Whiteout Concealer on the high points of my face. And then again, I just go over it all with my beauty blender. Now I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Okay, now we're just going to be grabbing some gray eyeshadow from the Oprah Pro palette, and the instructions also say to make sure that it's snatched, so I'm going to do that as well. Also, I'm using my Morphe M530 brush. This might have been too snatch, actually. He doesn't really show how to take down the level of snatch. Now I'm going to use the Morphe R39 brush, and I'm going to use this over here on the sides of my nose to make it more sharp. That kind of worked, it did something. Okay, now I have to draw on my eyebrows, and I also have to make sure that these are snatched as well. This is another thing that I have to make sure is snatched. So I'm gonna try to snatch these up now. That's pretty snatched. Alright, I'm already starting to look like Pennywise. Okay, I missed a step. I was supposed to use a Sugar Hill Taco eye concealer to brighten up the high points on my face. I thought it was snatched before, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, I think that did it. The next step is to do a deep cut crease using the brand new Morphe 3502 palette. I'll be using the color Chestnut on my E392 brush. What do you know? I happen to have something that looks eerily similar to Chestnut right here. Now James Charles says that he does his differently, and if he hadn't said that, I would have never known. But apparently this is a little bit unorthodox method that I'm going to be attempting. Alright, I'm pretty sure that these are also supposed to be snatched, so hopefully I can do that. Okay, now I'm gonna put the shade Fire on my M433 brush and I'm gonna blend that line up. I think that's what makes this unorthodox. I actually think that's not that bad. So I'm gonna use the M433 brush and I'm gonna dip into the color Brave, and I think that this is also to make everything more snatch. And I'm gonna use the M213 brush and the color Brunette. I guess this will be my brunette. And I guess we're just gonna keep on snatching, I don't know. All right, and then I blend it on out. So snatched. Seems like he wasn't really happy with how dark it was during this part of the video because he then just goes over it again with black. Or Waze. It's called Waze, but we're using black, so. I mean, I thought it was snatch, I don't know. Now I'm just gonna use my Sugar Tattoo Latte Eye Sealer, and I'm just going to outline it in white. I think I just ruined everything I just did. Nah, not really. It's fine. Maybe if I use my beauty blender, I can just kind of... I think I might have just unsnatched the whole thing. Or maybe that's the perfect level of snatchness. Okay, now I'm gonna attempt to put on a winged eyeliner. Would it blow your mind to know that I'm actually trying to do a good job at this? Now, if you've seen the new It character, you know that the smile that he has actually goes through his eyes. So the way this tutorial goes is you start by putting the mouth up here, and then we get to all the rest of the stuff later. So I'm gonna use my M5413 brush and dip into the shade Fire again. And then I'm gonna blend that in with Chestnut. And then I'm gonna grab my M43 brush. Then I'll dip into the shade Brick and Fire. But first I have to draw a little black line on this. And this line actually goes all the way to the eye. Okay, now I do Brick and Fire under my eyeball. And I'll be using the M43 brush. Now I'm gonna try to continue this black line with more black into the red that I just put in there. I mean fire. All right, it's going pretty good. Here's where James Charles does something pretty tricky. This is the part where I'm supposed to paint my eyeball white. Okay, I think I actually got some on my eyeball, holy. Okay, that's freaking me out. Now I'm supposed to use the Oprah liquid lipstick in the shade Honolulu. Perfect. Then I just add a white dot to the center to make it look more shiny. Perfect. I use the term perfect pretty loosely. And for my nose, I use the Makeup Forever lipstick shade 401. Yeah. Now I'm gonna do my lips, and I'm gonna use a darker shade on the outside and a lighter shade in the middle. That feels pretty weird. I think I did it. Okay, now is when I start connecting the eyes to the lips. Now I'm gonna be using my new Bonzo lashes in the style of Dragon Lee. Do these lashes make me look flirty? Because that's what they said. Apparently, at this point in the tutorial, the makeup was not glam or glowy enough. So now I'm supposed to use the Makeup Starlet Powder number 13. And I'm just gonna brighten things up a bit. Okay, now I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Okay, now I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Okay, perfect. It's important to put on the setting spray because you're gonna want this look to last. So since I don't have any costume or anything to put on, I guess this is the end of the tutorial for me. And I tried my absolute best. And that being said, the products that I were using were just slightly subpar. We did the best with what we had. And it just further proves how good James Charles really is at this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of what I made here, but I do not look like Pennywise from the movie It. I don't know what I look like. Leave it in the comments. What does this look like to you? It looks more like Heath Ledger's Joker than Pennywise from It to me.
They all float down here.
Or,
Everyone loses their minds.
That being said, I'm still not quite sure what kind of clown I am, but I'll let you guys decide in the comments. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to pull this look off or even attempt to put it on, but I did my best. And that being said, we'll be on to the next dare. So I just finished attempting to try to remove the makeup off of my face, and it looks like it has stained me pretty good. Just my luck, right? I get face paint that stains you. I'm gonna try to use one of Kristen's makeup removers, but if I can't find one, I might have to go to the store and buy makeup removers looking like this. So that should be fun. And that being said, we'll be on to the next dare. But in the meantime, I'm always up for a good challenge, so make sure to leave me your dares in the comment section. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you've yet to have done that. If you'd actually like to see the videos, make sure to bell me for notifications. Also, if you haven't seen my most recent videos, make sure to check out this playlist, and I'll be seeing you in just a few days with a new video. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.